Good afternoon, everybody. Happy June 6th. This is Donnie B.GotDaBeats. Here with my brother on Nicholas Baker for Two Flew West. Today's edition, we have our brother Will Starks and Conscious the MC. This show is gonna be good. For real. We got some real candid individuals right here. So with some real down home folk, family. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get into it. How y'all doing, fellas?
I'm amazing. How you doing, fam?
Hey man, living my best life, man. I'm out here in LA doing what I do.
That's
How about you?
How you doing?
I'm tired. I'm tired. It's been my quote all day. I'm tired.
Hey, I'm not mad at it, man. I definitely understand. I think I feel the same. I was showing a picture earlier. I went kayaking yesterday. Yeah, it was super relaxing, felt good. But this morning, my
You
body
felt
said,
pretty good of every piece of that water.
Hey, look, it is not okay. My body like, hey, Slim, this ain't one of your sports.
Why'd you do it?
That's that strenuous workout.
Right, the wife, man. You know, the wife wake up sometimes and she just like, I want to go kayak. And she didn't even say it. She said it. She didn't just wake up one morning. She said it more than once. So if she said it more than once, I'm like, all right, I got to make it happen.
Right.
Got
There it was. So it was all right. We going kayaking. Let's get it done. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Like, I'm thinking the joint gonna be wobbly or whatever. Like, it was chill. Water was chill. It's just the next day. No joke. No joke.
Upper body, like more so than the lower body.
Yeah. All up in here.
Yeah.
But look,
ain't me.
We ain't here to talk about kayaking. We're here to talk music, talk some films, talk some other things. We're kicking off Black Music Month. So excited to get this started. So first thing we always do is give introductions for the people. So who is Will Starks, Conscious DMC? Just give a quick introduction of who you are, what you do. Either one can start, don't matter who starts.
Well, I'll start since it's Black Music Month, and 3 out of the 4 on the screen are musicians. We'll get me out of the way first. I'm Will Starks, photographer, videographer, indie filmmaker from the Washington, D.C. area. I'm probably best known as that person's friend or that guy with a camera. Nobody knows me directly. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's me. That's me in a nutshell. Me and my random thoughts. Thanks for having me on what should be, I think, your lowest watch show ever, because nobody's coming to see me or hear a goddamn thing I got to say. So see why the people really came. Conscious, sir.
Wow, man. Peace and light. I'm Conscious the MC, hip hop recording artist, artist educator, youth advocate, hip hop cultural ambassador with the State Department. And I would like to consider myself a philanthropist of sorts as well, man. I just believe in interjecting your light into other people and watching them shine. So that's who I am.
Amen to that.
Dope. Yeah, I'm excited about this show. One, me and Will, we go back, and Will is one of the few people who was actually at my wedding. Very few people can say, like, not too many people can say that. Even some of my best friends, and they still hold it against me to this day. But Will was definitely there, and that's the story that maybe we can get into a little later, because he definitely held me down. And then Conscience, like, he's worked with you, and like we never worked together, but like I've always seen the work you've done from a distance. Definitely been a big fan of what you do. Both of y'all got a lot of comments behind your name of the things you do. We're gonna try to cover some of those things today. Though it may take a couple shows to actually get through everything y'all actually do. But the first question I have for y'all is, like, how did you two start working together? Like, what was the beginning of y'all working relationship?
Well, Black Music Month, so we'll let him start. How we ended up at that studio out in Upper Marlboro. Let's start with you. How you got there?
The studio in Upper Marlboro.
I want to see if y'all had the same story.
Man, you know what's funny? It's so like me and Will have done so much stuff. It's actually kind of difficult for me to pinpoint like when we started working together. We talking like over 10 plus some odd years, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say our first meetings is I want to say it's dealing with a friend we have, Who Craze, who's a producer, but also through a mutual friend that we both share, Meredith Forbes, who had a studio out in Maryland, and Will did a lot of stuff out there. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's where we met. And how we started working together was kind of organic, man. It was he was referred to me by Craze, and we all sat down, and as men, we shared the same mental framework around a lot of stuff, and we just started working. I think our first video might have been not The Chosen One, might have been In the Streets, maybe.
Yeah, it was In the Streets. It actually started from a longtime friend of mine, childhood friend, Craze, who's a producer from the DC area. Celebrity in his own right, all the great things he's done. I think you had already done your first album by the time you were working on your second album, and I think he needed images done. By that time, I was working with you guys at Meredith Studio, so I had, thanks to Nick Baker, I had some experience working on a music album and putting an album together visually. So by the time Craze had referred me to you, I was like, yeah, I could do it. It could make sense. So thanks to Meredith in that studio in that garage where the band came together, and we shot all that first album in that garage. Yeah. So that's how we kind of met, through Craze and Meredith. I see that studio out in Upper Marlboro has a lot of history coming through there.
Man.
And listen, we can get her up on here.
A lot of the guests that's come through, we've talked about the connections that was made there, some of the epic events that's happened there, some of the music that's come out of there. Like, definitely a lot of stories to come from that studio for sure. Shout outs to Murph. I keep telling her we gotta get her on here.
Wherever she is, because
you're gonna find Murph doing car seat. What is it, Car Seat Chronicles? She do. That's what Murph does, always on the move.
Answer your phone, Meredith. Answer your phone.
I second that.
All right, so we talked about it being Black Music Month. So, Will, as you stated a couple times, we're gonna go to the music first. KONSHENS TheMC. How did you get started in music?
Oh man, I started with music with a go-go band, man. I had this go-go band back in the day. It's called High Image. We was real young, man, like 13, 14 years old. And we used to, our first show was a ceasefire on Smoke the Brothers on 14th Street. And then we started opening up for like Backyard at the Palace. We did a lot of shows at Backyard, a few shows opening up for Groovers. Red Essence Junkyard at the Taj Mahal. So that's where it started. And a lot of the songs, with go-go, the bands did like cover songs. And so what I always did, I wrote my own lyrics. Like, I really looked up the Los from Backyard Band, because when I used to go see them perform, he would rap, and when they would do the cover songs, he was rapping his own thing. I don't know if it was written or freestyle, but it just did what it did, and I always thought it was dope. So as far as like being a go-go MC, I kind of like catered my whole style, for lack of better words, off of Los from Backyard. And then I had the opportunity to do a song, like one of my first hip hop songs was done with like at this barbershop called Full Effect on Georgia Avenue. And one of the songs was with Los from Backyard, Gordo Brega, who's like a prominent hip hop artist, Spanish artist out of DC. That's where I met Uptown XO and them around that time. Young Blood. And then I would actually tail behind this group called Top Notch Teamsters. They used to let me tag along with them to their shows all the time. And so, I would just take notes, shout out to them, shout out to Hump DeVille. And so from there, I branched off and just did my own project. And the first project did pretty well, man. And it just kind of like blossomed from there. I did that, and then I bounced into the whole live instrumentation thing, and then now present day we doing the classical music and hip hop. But go-go is where it started, though. You know what I'm saying? Go-go is definitely where it started.
Indeed, I remember hearing about you guys for real, actually, because we came up in live bands and stuff like that. Like our brother Jerry was with Raw Image and stuff like that.
We played Raw Image a lot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I remember, you know what I'm saying? Like I recall them days, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, and seeing and watching y'all work. So I definitely remember that. And that, like I said, it's dope. Did you see you really blossom and just do your thing, man? Like hands down, it's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, man.
No doubt.
Yeah. Very similar stories. Like I think, like you said, with both of us, definitely influenced with go-go music and just live music in general. Definitely remember Top Notch. We was rocking. We did the Nitty Records thing back then, and saw stuff moving, and I think it's definitely a story that again I think should see more light from like the DMV area hip hop, how it's blended with go-go, how it's produced some people outside of go-go to go on and do other things. Like you said, certain lyricists like who definitely write their own stuff to go-go. It's just a lot of like layers in the DC and DMV music area scene that I just, I know everybody says it, but I really think we got to shine more light on it just to show all the layers that are there. Yeah. One thing I want to know about, because like Will tell you, I'm like a big fan of what you've done with Classically Dope, and just that mixture of like classic like instrumental music, bringing in the strings, bringing in the orchestra, like that is something I've always like had an ear for, been a fan of. So just tell us more about how that came together with Classically Dope.
Oh man, so to be honest, man, if I want to give like the whole basis of Classically Dope to really starting out with live instrumentation, I think that's like been the main theme of my performance track record. You know what I'm saying? Thus far, as always performing with live instrumentation, and I just wanted to switch it up. I didn't know how particularly it was going to happen. It was kind of like a shot in the dark. I reached out to the director of musicology over at University of Maryland, and through a series of conversations and meetings with some professors, I was linked up with the first cohort of musicians that I had opportunity to work with, and I just wanted to push it. I just wanted to push the envelope of hip hop and just see what could be done. Outside of the normal parameters of boom bap, and because us being people of color, we like people of the drum, so so it's kind of different doing a genre of music where I'm purposely not including any drum, and just trying to add a different element of just musicianship, man, and showing like as an artist, like you just because you rap, you don't have to stay confined in a certain bubble or a certain box. With rules and regulations, that states how you got to go about delivering, your artistic craft, So, and so after linking up with the first cohort, man, things kind of like took off like really fast. Like our first show was in Georgetown at Halcyon. And then like immediately after that, we were interviewed by the Washingtonian magazine. And then we ended up doing the Kennedy Center and then Fox 5 and ABC and CBS, and it just spiraled after that, man. We've done the national, we've done the anthem, we've done stuff with National Symphony Orchestra. It's been cool, man, and I think the reason why is it's getting the attention that it's gotten so far is just because of the different dynamics of it. I mean, you've had people do one-off shows with orchestras, the MC like Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z's done it, Nas has done it. You know what I'm saying? But from the scope of like a classical hip hop group, like if you was to picture what the roots would be like if Black Thought had a quintet as opposed to, you know what I'm saying, Questlove behind them. You know what I'm saying? What would that sound like? You know what I mean? And so that's really what it is. Just trying to aim and do something like really left when the right lane is super congested. That's all.
Then I love it, man. Like I'm telling you, like that, just that thought process, that outside of the box, that whole mind frame is like right up my alley. Like it definitely resonates with me. You know, again, you can ask who I was trying to think of those lanes as well. I had a project I called Blue Water Symphony. You know what I mean? And really wanted to go down that lane of listen, y'all ain't gonna talk about. We'll talk about that another day. But either way, it was on that same mind frame of like, can we get an orchestra? Can we get strings? And I was working with Murph, like, how can we make it happen? So when I saw you do it, half of me was like, God damn it, he did it. And then half of me was like, God damn it, he did it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so
I appreciate that, bro.
Big props on doing that. Like, I want to piggyback on what you said about the Kennedy Center. Like, what was that experience like performing there? It's typically not a space. Well, it's becoming a little more now, but it's typically not a space that you would see hip hop at. What was that experience like?
Okay, can you repeat the last part of what you said? It kind of went off.
I was saying, what was your experience like? You said you performed at the Kennedy Center, and with that being a spot that's typically not look like connected with hip hop, like what was that experience for you?
Oh man, the Kennedy Center was crazy, and I was actually surprised a little bit.
Just like we were right there. It'll be right back though. Thank you. Technical difficulties, you know that happens.
I was really surprised.
Hey man, this is what happens on Two Flew West. It's no problem at all. You know,
we keep
people take a quick break and then they come right back.
Okay.
It is what it is. While we wait for Conscience to hop back in,
don't expect me to rap because I'm not gonna do it.
I was waiting for the bars, man. I was about to throw words at you and see if you had the bars, man.
Dude, Cole, you saved me. There, you back.
My bad. Hey, my bad, bro. No, the Kennedy Center was cool. What I was saying was it was I was taken aback about how eager they were to display it. It was literally like an email. I sent the email and they hit me right back and was like, yo, we just saw you on Fox 5 Morning News. We got to open the spot this date, We would love, you know what I'm saying, if you guys would come and do it. And so shout out to Kennedy Center, you know what I'm saying? We actually, Will and I are collaborating with the Kennedy Center on a few other fronts, but I think I give the Kennedy Center huge props for jumping out there and allowing a performance like that to go down. You know what I'm saying? And not really knowing what to expect, you know what I'm saying? Because with a classical performance, you're expecting people to sit down, listen to the performance, clap after the song, you know what I'm saying? Go back to listening intently. And so it's not the classically dope shows are nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now I'm using what was learned in the whole go-go arena to call and response back. So it's like you're hearing classical instrumentation, but it's also I'm stopping in the middle of songs and talking to people and pointing at specific people and making connections and getting called, having the crowd call, you know what I'm saying, respond, you know what I'm saying, to certain dialogue and all of that stuff. So the classically dope show is it's an MC with classical instrumentation, but it's really like a musical therapy session almost. You know what I'm saying? It's very personal. It's very intimate, you know what I'm saying, regardless the number of the people in attendance. And it's just, it's classically dope, man.
That part.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. We got to keep pushing that envelope for hip hop, for music. Like, stop putting it in boxes. We got to push it out. And, you know, I think sometimes we put ourselves in that own box. Like, we won't think about the Kennedy Center. It's like, nah, that ain't for us. So that ain't for this genre. And it's like they probably do have a curiosity about it and do want to see some things happening there. So, you know, shouts out to you for like pushing the envelope on that and like and being there and collabing with them. All right, Will, your turn, man. We've done a lot of work together, but I don't know if I know this story or not. How did you get started in photography?
In a lawsuit. That's how it got started. I was getting, it pretty much came down to ego and pride. It's pretty much how I got started in photography. There was a photographer from the DC area. Right when I got back from college, I was trying to figure out what am I going to do with this television, this film education I got. I didn't really know anything about photography, but it was like, how can I use this video side of things? Where can I move and how can I navigate this? And a good friend of mine who is a model, she was a model in the area. She was doing a lot of magazines and things of that nature. She was like, what you do would be really beneficial to what I'm doing. I want to link you up with these guys and these people, and hopefully you can find your way through. So working with her, she introduced me to this photographer, and he had this whole idea of building this super entertainment group where, he does photography, video, modeling, everything. He manages it all, just all in one spot. Through no fault of my own, an email was sent out that he felt was very disparaging to his name and his likeness. So he threatened to sue me if I didn't publicly apologize to him and make amends publicly, all of what he felt was the wrongs. So that's pretty much what happened. I got a call from the courtroom from my friend stating like, look, he's in here, he's filing the paperwork to sue you. Only way he'll drop the case is if you literally go public and just apologize to everyone in front of everyone and apologize and ask for his forgiveness. If you do that, he said he'll drop the suit. And it pretty much was like, well, fuck you. I'll see you in court. Can I say that one?
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah. So pretty much, it was pretty much fuck you. I'll see you in court. I'm not going to do any of that. And so his whole thing was like, you little shit, you little young shit. You don't know anything. You'll never be the photographer I am. You'll never be half the man I am. Things of that nature. So it was like, I don't think your job is that hard. Just getting somebody to pose in front of camera, it ain't that hard. I could do that. And he was like, if you even try to step into this arena, I will crush you. And it was like, oh, well, challenge accepted. See you soon. And that's kind of what kind of sparked me getting in photography. I ran out, got a camera, and realized I didn't know a goddamn thing. But in that effort to prove him wrong, I practiced, did as much as I could to get where I was. I eventually ran into him about 10 years later after everything, and yeah, no more worries at that point. No more worries at that point. At that point, we were at a venue. I had been hired to, we'd both been hired to shoot this event at a venue, and he was already there when I arrived. And so when he saw me, his whole thing was, I guess, talking to the owner or whatever about trying to get me removed because of our history. And I guess the owner was like, oh no, he's the main photographer. You're literally here to assist him. And he didn't like that. He left, and that was the acknowledgement I needed. So through that ego and pride and me trying to prove myself and all of that, I actually fell in love with photography and just the ability to tell a story outside of video. It's a chance for me. I don't always get to work with video and film and things of that nature. So if I can tell a story through photography, I'll do that. And it's been kind of a release, been a good therapeutic release through photography. So that's how I got started, from a lawsuit. And something
I love it.
Listen, you never failed me, Will. Like, I swear, most people be like, how'd you get started in photography? They be like, my cousin had a camera when I was young. I got it. I took a picture. I liked it. Nah, your story's always going to have a twist, a turn, a plot.
It was
a little more to it. Definitely one of the
sarcasm.
one of the better storytellers I know, man. Look, but definitely one of the best photographers I know. Only person I know that I would.
I don't think I'm that good. I think
look, This ain't about you saying that. I said it.
You can't tell us that story and say that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that good. I think just nobody knows anybody better that they can afford.
Wow. I don't agree with that.
I hear that. But I think your eye, your eye is one of the only, listen, your creative eye almost killed me. And I was willing to do it.
Yeah. Pause about that story. I owe you one for that.
It's not. It is what it is, man. That's your creative eye. Will told me put my head in the fish tank and then open my eyes and breathe in. Look, I did it. Not thinking like you underwater. And when you breathe in, you're gonna breathe in water. Hey,
I got the shot.
Myself. But the shot was great.
I got shot.
Great.
That's crazy.
It's one of those shots I still go with. I still keep in the portfolio and show to this day. But I got a little too close to you that day. I got closer to you than I ever wanted to be. We're not doing that again.
Hey man, it is what it is.
But I don't think I'm that good. I think it's just nobody knows anybody better that they can afford. So they just call me.
I think some of the people that cost more money can tend to not be as good. But that's a whole nother topic. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes people overpriced, and it's all about a name that they built for whatever reason. But their actual eye,
correct,
isn't all that. So,
yep. Kathleen Von Crosby book says Will Stocks 100.
I believe nothing she says.
All right, fellas. So, tell us about the partnership that you guys have with School Talk DC, Lyarks Edutainment. Tell us about the work that's happening with that partnership.
Well, I guess the Voices of Change is a big thing happening right now, but School Talk has kind of come through you. So, as always, first.
Yeah, so School Talk actually is a nonprofit organization based out of DC that specializes in a lot of things, one of which is the arts education aspect of youth with learning disabilities and behavioral as well. A lot of the youth that we work with have IEPs, which are youth that have, we call them special assistants to accompany them, to assist them with their learning disability needs. And so my company is Edutainment Unlimited. And so I've had a partnership with School Talk about 5 or 6 years. And they were looking to get some video work done initially. And, of course, I refer Will. And since then, man, it's turned into something pretty interesting. We're working on like a few cool projects. Voices of Change is one of them. Some other things I can't really mention publicly right now, but it's cool. It's all about uplifting and not only uplifting, but also giving youth with learning disabilities an opportunity to be placed in the workforce. Under the umbrella of whatever their artistic craft they want to pursue. And so, I just think it's just a cool opportunity to give back. I think when you give back is when you get more. So, that's what this whole partnership is really about.
Want to add anything, Will?
No, pretty much got it.
I got a question, a sidebar question. With regard going back to you guys and working together and building a resume that you guys have built. You ever catch yourselves looking back like, hey, like you say, you guys been working together for like 10 plus years and so forth and so on. You ever kind of just look back at all of the groundwork that you laid from point A to point B and just be like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, who would have thought, like, these many years ago, it's us and we rocking and we doing, and done all of the things that we've done.
Yes. Yes, I've done that. Done that a few times. There's been Yeah, there's been a few times when that has kind of come to mind, and it's been actually fuel to keep going. Being an entrepreneur, been doing this for almost like 20 years, 10 full time. Life ain't always been sweet. It ain't always been smooth. It ain't always been smooth sailing. And conscious says something a lot, that social media will have you believing that real life is sweet. It ain't been that at all. So usually when it comes to that, I take those moments, I sit and I think about all the work that is done, all the groundwork, all the struggles and darkness that's kind of gone through, bring it to this point, and it does feel like, wow, kind of gone through a lot just to get here.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like that long ago. And when I think back to, well, it seems like you're in the situation forever. But it's like once you've gone through it and got out of it, it's like, damn, that didn't last long at all. And we're only getting started. So, yeah, it happens. It's happened a lot for me that way. What about you?
I think I give it thought sometimes. But I've never been a person to, and I don't know if this is good or bad, but I've never really been a person to like rest on my druthers. You know what I'm saying? Like things that have already, you know what I mean? Like I think, because I don't know, this is just me, how I operate. I mean, I know plenty of people, you know what I'm saying, that do and take, that believe in that concept of taking a moment to celebrate yourself, you know what I'm saying, after certain wins and victories and all of that stuff. But I don't know, I kind of think that's a waste of time. Like, especially when you got like a huge goal in mind. I just want to, I look at it as, okay, cool, we did that. That was dope. All right, let's keep it moving. Will and I have had our times where we've sat and been like, dog, did you think that it was going like we'd be doing this now when the time we first met? And then the answer be like, no. You're like, yeah, you're right. Okay, so look, we gotta do this next week. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so it's I don't know, man. So I agree with Will. One thing you said, like I get excited of what hasn't happened yet. That excites the shit out of me. You know what I mean? And so, you know, and then when that does happen, it's like, oh damn, that we could do that too. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I'm always excited to accomplish a goal, and I really don't take time to check them off. I acknowledge them, but I keep that shit moving.
Right. Okay.
I dig that. I had a follow-up question about the kind of the work with School Talk DC. One thing you said, Conscience, was that you made a statement: the more you put in, the more you get out. So the question was just like, what lessons have you guys learned from working with the youth in the community? Like, what have you taken from it? What have you learned by doing this work?
To be passionate, to be honest, and to take no shit in the process. You know what I mean? These kids have a level of resiliency, man, that's captivating. And to be around youth and to know that the only thing that they've never been given an opportunity for their voice to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like Will has said, you know what I'm saying, to me a few times, man. A lot of these youth just want to know that they matter, bro. Like, and what they get from, I know with me, and I see the work that they get from Will, they get genuine shit, man. It's not like I'm gonna tell you that life. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that life is sweet. Life is beautiful. The shit ain't sweet though. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean, that and for them to see people who aren't on no like bougie balloon, no bougie hot air balloon, like and come from where they come from and don't have and don't have no reserve in telling our stories of like, yo, it's been times where I ain't had no heat in my house. It's been times where I had to wash up in the bathroom. It's been times, you know what I'm saying? And for them to sit there and be like, yo, so y'all go through stuff like that? Like, you know what I mean? So one thing that I've taken from them, man, is just, like the passion, you know what I'm saying? Like the honesty and the resiliency, man. Those are like the three things that I've taken away from the youth that I've had the opportunity to deal with.
Well, how about yourself?
Yeah, he pretty much took everything. He pretty much summed it up. It's they want to be heard. They want to know that they matter. They want to know that that they have a voice that, you know, that they can affect some type of change in any level of degree. That you know, that again, that they can do just as much as the next and things of that nature. That's what I've taken from that. One of the recent students we were working with during her interview process, she was doing a debriefing process. She was pretty much saying the biggest thing she really liked about what we were doing is that we asked her opinion. Like, we actually, you know, that they actually asked how I felt about things. She's like, nobody had ever really asked me that before. So, you know, little things like that. That's what I take from that. They just want to be heard and want to be listened to. They just want to be heard and listened to.
No, I appreciate the reflections because, you know, I think a lot of times, like I've done work with kids out here. I work at schools, worked at schools, and I think we as adults can go in and think, you know, I got so much to give you and teach you, but can close off our ears sometimes or our eyes to what we can actually receive. And I think that's probably some of the most important things that's there. You know what I mean? It definitely, I hear y'all with just wanting to be heard, just wanting to be seen. You know, I've dealt with some students that always get, you know, labeled as the bad kids, or, you know, I've seen other parents say, you know, we have those bad kids and then we have our good kids and we have to make sure that we weed out the bad. And it's, you know, that level of conversation. Like sometimes you got to educate a parent on, like, you know, when you're saying that to that child, you're pushing that belief on that child, and that child is going to react because that's what you're pushing on them. But if you show them something different, give them the opportunity, show them, like, you know, hey, let's go this route, show them different experiences. When you can have that conversation with them and say, you know, I came from similar things that you're seeing, right? Not that I can say I know your exact experiences, because honestly, there's some kids that I worked with, like second, third graders, who probably seen more shit at that point in their life than I had ever seen at that point in my life. You know what I'm saying? But they get constantly labeled as the trouble kid, or, you know, or even get, you know, sometimes we lower the bar for those students because it's, oh, they've been through so much, so we can't expect that much from them. And that's right. Bullshit too. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, we gonna push. You gonna get through. I know you've been through a lot, but you still gonna reach the standard that's here for you because you can, right? And they like that, and that resonates with them. They appreciate the push more than somebody saying, I'm gonna ignore you and not think about you. So yeah, like, nah, just hearing those reflections and stories, like, really, really, like, makes me happy to hear, because I think we need more of it. You know what I mean? More people to push in, talk, create programs. So definitely big applaud to both of you for the work you're doing and continuing to do.
Yeah, I think too. You know, I kind of like in my stance to how conscience operates. You know, I'm more of a foot to pavement type of dude myself. So I definitely understand where he comes from with that. You know, with regard to, you know, Will knows, Baker knows. You know, I got you know, three beautiful kids, and I don't really get to see them a lot. But the saving grace that I have to say with them, as far as keeping communication open with them and encouraging them, is that, yeah, I just try to be real with them. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing. Like you said, a lot of times they just want to know what they're doing is important. You know, like my middle child, she's like me. You know what I mean? And she, you know, she has a perfume line, and she has a, she wants to sing, and she does graphic design, and she do all of these other things. I'm like, that's me. You know what I mean? And the biggest thing that I try to do is just try to enable her with as many weapons as I can for her to be dangerous. You know what I mean? And not treat her like a kid. Treat her like, okay, well, you want to have a business, you want to be a CEO, then these are the things you need to be a CEO. I need you to report at this time. I need you to text me at this time. If you don't, you miss out on me. I can't, you know what I mean? I'm not about to baby you. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that I took. That's at least what I took away from y'all conversation with that. And I think that's the biggest thing is that you can't, because you're so used to, you get used to the rhetoric of people being like goo goo gaga when you're talking about kids. At the end of the day, they're forging their own lives too. They're the future. So you can't feed them bullshit now and expect, the perfect flowers to come from the bullshit. You got to groom it. You got to cultivate it. You got to, you know what I mean, at every step and every nook and every cranny, every turn. So, like you said, just enable them because they want to feel like they want to feel important, and they should, because it's the human condition. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to have to be like, recognized for just how much work they put in. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? So the reality of it is that if you give it to them as kids, that teaches them how to be adults and to be able to navigate and formulate opinions, and just navigate life. So that's just my piece on it. So
respect.
Cool. All right. So, in talking about both of you as artists, how do you hope that your art, whether it be listening to it, whether it be viewing it, how do you hope that it impacts the people that come into contact with your art? Like, what is the impact that you hope they walk away with when they look at your body of work?
I would say to be fully present in the present with your presence. And to focus on leaving something behind or contributing something that is much, 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 much bigger than yourself. That is ultimately going to inspire, motivate, positively captivate somebody in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully they come across it at the time that it needs for them to come across it. Like, I think a lot of the work that I've created musically, and I think a lot of what Will has contributed, you know what I'm saying, with his ideas visually, especially with the work we created, is really timeless. And I think it's happened, I'm not going to say by accident, but it's happened without us really trying. There's on the Fade to Black DVD, on the Fade to Black movie, Jay-Z says in one song, he goes into the booth and cracks the door and let God in, right? And so I would kind of like to use that with the same thing with when Will and I create. We have conversations about it, but we also understand, almost like weirdly unspoken, the impact that we want it to have, and to know that what we create, we're leaving something behind that's going to be here forever. So I get excited about that shit. So it's like, all right, let me create something musically that's going to stand the test of time. I think a lot of the shit that I've done musically, and I think when Will adds his visual element to it, I think a lot of that shit honestly is 5 to 10 years before it's supposed to be seen. Real shit. So I think by the time people catch up to it, they're gonna be like, holy shit, how did they know? You know what I mean? So yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
For me, photography wise, as I start to fall in love with the art of it all and just learning and getting better at it, and being able to share my vision, my thing kind of became, not to sound racist or any way, not that I have the power to be racist. My thing kind of became, I wanted us to be able to get a level of quality that we see others get, and to know that that is achievable, that we can have this type of image, we can have these type of visuals, we can have this type of photography, whether it's a wedding or a birthday or just a plain simple portrait shoot. You know, these people over here, they can have these beautiful images that are in Vogue magazine, that are in Vanity Fair. You know, why can't we have that? So it kind of became my thing where I wanted to bring that to us. I wanted to bring that to the common man, to show that the common man that, yeah, we too can have images like that. We can tell a story like this. We have the ability to have these type of visuals. And I just like telling people's story in kind of a different way outside of the basic, you know, just stand there, pose, and remember the moment. I really enjoy, you know, showing people how I see them, you know, through photography and through storytelling, things of that nature, and something that they can kind of look at later and see like, wow, that's really me. Something that they enjoy sharing on Facebook, something that they would love to print and hang on their wall, something that could be a postcard that, again, is an everyday man. It isn't a celebrity. It isn't somebody on Vanity Fair. It isn't a supermodel. It's really you. It's how I see you. It's how I see the beauty in you. It's how the world sees you, even if you don't see it yourself. So that kind of became my thing with photography, being able to pull that out and bring that to the everyday man, like Icarus before he got burned.
Indeed. I always credit you, and I gotta say, I gotta give you flowers while I got you on the drink, because that's what we do at Two Blue West. As far as my acumen, as far as visuals and understanding concepts and how to really just lay things out linearly to tell a story, is you part of the three-headed hydra for me, of people that I've always kind of looked up to as far as the vision, to be able to see it and make sure that it just the overall art of it, from the lighting to just the perspective of it. You know what I mean? You were one of the three, and that will, I don't think anybody else will ever just unseat you, bro. Like I learned a lot from you. So I mean, I definitely want to give you that and make sure you understand that's real, because you like nobody's tuning in for me. I'm like, no, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like the work you put in and the projects you've done. I mean, like I said, I've seen the conscious work. I saw the early conscious work. You know what I mean? I've seen the Baker work. You know what I mean? Like it just, everything that you do is just always kind of just, it was like, damn, okay, yeah, damn, okay, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done. So it kind of helped me to put my foot in the pavement and know where I need to be stepping in order to make the moves I need to make. So, you know what I'm saying? You definitely held in high regard with you guys in that, man, for real.
Thank you. I was told that once we usually work together, it's kind of hard to go back from that. So only go up, and that's cool. I want somebody to unseat me. I don't like I said, I don't think I'm that good, but challenge makes us better. So by all means, if there's better, show me so I can be better.
Indeed,
if it's out.
That part.
No doubt. Well, Conscious and Will, y'all talked about working together, kind of the impact of what that looks like, and this kind of unspoken, known thing that just comes out naturally. That's kind of a great segue to talk about this next video that we're going to watch. Smile. How did this come together? Like what was was there a conversation? Tell me about it.
Quarantine made it happen. The world coming to a standstill made that happen, and still feeling the need to want to connect with each other and still having to do something other than stare at your significant other all day in the living room. Just trying to get those creative juices out. That's where that idea for Smile, that's where the video for Smile came from. I don't know necessarily if it was my idea fully, but I think it was more him constantly pushing to let's do something. We got to do something. Look, I got the song. We need to do a video for it. We're stuck in the house. Let's do something. What can we do? What can we do when we really can't do anything? So that's kind of how we try to bring that together. So quarantine.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, for sure. I literally wrote the piece, and that was all Will. I literally sent him the piece after it was done. We talked, and he was like, you know what would be cool? If we had like faces morphing into each other. So you got to get some pictures. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Everybody, again, with everybody being stuck in the house, there's no reason anybody had to say no. No, I can't take a picture. It's like, well, that's all you got right now. It is camera and time. So send us your faces. Let's see what we can make some type of video out of it.
And see, that'd be the dope shit Will too, because he will be like, hey man, look, send me a red cup, a spoon, a jar of peanut butter, and a washcloth. Just let me do what I'm doing.
Real shit.
And then you get it back and be like, God damn, how you put all that together? I mean, amazing piece of work. I remember when I first saw it again, I was like, God damn, boy, they're putting in that work. Like, definitely super impressed. I think I reached out to you, Will, and was just like, this is dope. I have reposted it. Like, definitely am happy to kind of show it on here. I don't want to fill this space up with too many more words about it. Let's let the art speak for itself. So here we go. KONSHENS TheMC with Smile.
It's like everyone's smiling on the inside because I no longer see them. Smiles are now covered. The most noticeable physical representation of joy now smothered. Smiles have a voice with no words. Extra wide when excited, but disappears when perturbed. Makes a man more handsome and it's a woman's best curve. A smile can help a stranger battling depression, or be the reason you and that special someone realize your connection. Like, damn, you might be the one. Smiles be brighter than the sun, or maybe a sign from the universe saying, nah, I'm not done. And calming like rivers where waters run. You can feel a smile in your chest like beats from bass drums. Smiles are powerful. Smiles are healing. Smiles have personality. Smiles are revealing. Smiles produce unexplainable feelings like the smile from that person you find appealing. Smiles don't care about teeth arrangements or how your breath smells. Only that when one is given, another receives it well. Smiles can't be disguised. See, a real one includes all the muscles in your face up to your eyes. Smiling is an instant mood changer, an immediate negative vibe rearranger. Smiles be like, whatever's bothering you, let that go. Pass me around instead and watch me grow. See, a smile knows exactly when to show. When you're low to lift you high, or strengthen wings when you're already flying. So I ask you, have you smiled today?
Bye.
Hey, like I said, man,
Always love.
simplicity, but like powerful. I'm a big fan of, especially with music, when you can like bust it all the way down and like take out all the fillers and all the extras and just have like the bare bone components of music and then words, because that's when you really gotta be saying something, right? Not a lot of artists nowadays can do that still, where you actually take away all the extras, you just hear the lyrics. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like you executed that like perfectly. I think the visuals, like I would have never thought that it came out of not being able to do more. You know what I'm saying? Like it just seems like that's what it was supposed to be. Like it just meshed so perfectly. So great project, great piece of art, man. Like timeless, like you said. Like y'all hit it the nail on the head with that one. As far as being timeless, and yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta say too, like my thing is like you follow the KISS rule immaculately to keep it simple, stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was eloquent. It was right where it needed to be. It landed the plane. You know what I mean? You didn't do too much with it. You ain't go over the top. You know, you ain't do like Baker said, you ain't do nothing crazy with the vocals. Will, you didn't take it to the, I'm gonna throw some rainbows in there. You know what I mean? Like it was just a whole bunch of extra, you know what I mean? Like you really just landed the plane. And that's really his pilots, that's what we're supposed to do, right? Like, you know, what was Gene Wilder and Willy Wonka said, we are the music maker, we the dreamers of the dreams. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like with the words combined with the imagery, it just did what it needed to do. And then now we on to the next project. And then and to me, that's what it felt. And I didn't feel no kind of way about that. I just feel like, oh, you left stuff on the table. No, I think y'all left it all out on the court, on the hardwood. That was what it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I, like you said, like I think in time, if they ain't already on it, in time they're gonna look back and be like, damn, how we missed that. You know what I mean? And I think that's the beauty in the art of it. And the thing that I can say is that you guys union is like crazy. Like y'all have y'all play off each other very well, visually and audibly. You know what I mean? Like y'all have like this give and take, this pull and push, and it's organic, man. Like really is, and it's live and it's dope. So. You know, I'm with it. 1,000.
No, appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
No doubt. Well, Donnie, you threw a segue out there that was kind of perfect. You talked about leaving it all out there on the court. We've talked a lot about music. We talked a lot about photography, but let's get into some sports, man. I just want to throw it out there, get y'all guys' opinions. Who's going to win the NBA title this year? We know it won't be from who y'all got?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
no. So here's my thing. So I was telling Will earlier, like I haven't really been checking, but I've been checking the playoffs. I don't really tune in into the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is what I'm gonna say. If the Clippers make it out of this series, right? They against Dallas, right?
Yeah.
If they make it out of that series, I think they're gonna be a good contender coming out of the West. I'm gonna go with Brooklyn though.
Okay.
Yep. The Clippers did make it out, by the way.
They did make it out.
They did?
Yeah.
They won. They made it out.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Clippers in the finals, the Clippers in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm.
I see that.
All right. I spoke with the council. I'm not going to bring up LeBron, though I want to.
It's okay.
That's one of my favorite topics.
Bring him up. No, because we're only talking about who's in it. Champions coming out of the East this year. Okay. Champions coming out of the East. Okay. Again, I spoke with the Haters Council. We feel like it's going to be Brooklyn or Philly.
Okay. All right.
Maybe Milwaukee.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe. Brooklyn or Philly. And Brooklyn if Harden plays.
Yeah, I think he might be. I don't know. He had to go get that hamstring checked out this week.
He tore a butt.
He might be done. at least for a few games. I mean, I say this. I do think whoever comes out of the Brooklyn Milwaukee series, I think is gonna be representing the East. I said last week I thought Brooklyn just because I feel like when you just have star power, as long as they can be healthy,
who can.
Yeah. sometimes it don't. It just is what it is. And I think I'll talk about the Lakers because, like, I think they built their team similar to that.
Yeah.
And somebody got hurt. The better player got hurt. So
when is he not hurt?
He's just accident prone. And
when is he not hurt?
This is true. This is true. But I think you saw the impact of that. So it is what it is. But I will say, Donnie, you're gonna have your chance, man. You already lost. Look, Donnie last week said that the Lakers was gonna win it all. So
I did. So I'm gonna speak on that.
Yeah.
He lost his money early.
Yeah.
Lost his money early in the game.
It's
now, here's the thing. I think Denver is a team to watch out for. Because I think they're playing with confidence. So I think they could possibly do something. I think Phoenix, I think they got the pieces, and I think Chris Paul, if he's healthy, can push him. But I think there's too much talent in the West, which is always the problem with the West. Like, the West has always been a monster. So if you ain't got a bomb squad like Brooklyn, like the West is usually going to push through and do what they got to do because they got star squads and great support. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest. I forgot Phoenix was even a team.
Yeah, I think a lot of us did. A lot of us did, but like if you watch that series, the series, they got some ballers. Like they got some players. They put a team together, and Chris Paul and just his mentality is pushing that team. Like I think if he wasn't on the floor, they would have lost. But him being on the floor, even playing hurt, pushed them through because of his like will to win, his fighter spirit. Like they showed the stats. Any team Chris Paul has gone to has gotten like extremely better that next year. Not necessarily to the finals or anything, but his impact has like changed the level of the team. So,
except for OKC.
Who you got coming out the West then?
That's where it's tough. Like I think it can. I think it's either gonna be
nobody.
Nah, I don't think so. I think the one thing that the Clippers showed in this series was that they like inside they can't handle a big man. Like that dude, Mark, I don't know his name, Marjanovic or whatever he was, the 7'2" dummy. Like he was just had the ball up here and was just dropping in layups because they couldn't do nothing with him. Yeah. So I think if you get a player like the Joker, who got actual skill with it too, he gonna kill him. Like he's going to kill them on the inside, and I think that's what's going to be the difference between like them making it all the way to the finals. I mean, no, if Kawhi can play like he played today, and like he played the other night, like I mean, you can't count him out. When Kawhi playing like that, then they serious. So. I don't know. It's close to call. Too close to call in the West for me. Go ahead, Donnie. What you got? Who you got?
Because I was looking. First of all, the Lakers. I'm not shocked. I'm just like, wow. All right, whatever. Because I was his fan regardless. But I saw that coming, so I wasn't butthurt by that. Atlanta's beating Philly. That's happening. That's how I feel about it because, Milwaukee's beating Brooklyn. I agree, but James Harden is the X factor. If James Harden comes back after tearing the butt, but it's Milwaukee, and Giannis is not to be messed with. Like he's really, like I think he gets it. You know what I mean? He's like a muscle. Like pure, like he's a muscle. That's it. Like, okay, cool. You said what?
A muscle with no jumper.
I know, I feel you, but neither does Ben Simmons. So then there's that. With regard to Denver versus Phoenix, I'm like, I really like Phoenix, but I don't like them more than Denver. You know what I mean? And I think Jokic is clearly the number one center in the league right now. Clearly. Like as far as overall skill, all the way around, like the dude got point guard skills. Like, sorry, for all those that say that Embiid is transcendent, but no, Jokic. I think he's, and I'm not sold on Ayton yet. Dre Ayton, he got like another 2 years to be like solid, like to be like processing and putting things on the court in order for me to be like, yeah, he's dope, because he's let me down up to point. And then there's Clippers versus Utah. That's the only wild card to me. And the only reason why I say that is because Utah really is like calmly Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. They got X factors, because I love Bogdanovich, because the Wizards let him go too, and I'm like livid that they let him go. But yeah, it depends on. To me, that's going to hinge on playoff P. If Clippers got playoff P playing, then it's like, what version of Paul George you going to get? And to me, that'd be written on Kawhi's face during the game when I could be watching it, because he'd be like, this dude, So to me, I'm not sold on Paul George in the playoffs yet. So I got to get to me with that points. It points towards Utah for me. So I'm gonna say, with regard to the question is, or who's gonna win the NBA title this year, I got to say, I'm sorry I took a long route about it. Woo! We gonna go with. I'm gonna go Atlanta. Atlanta dangerous. You laughing?
Okay.
But Trae Young is dangerous as soon as he stuff off the bus.
I'm
then you got
right
John Collins, who jump out the gym. Then you got Clint Capella. He's a big dummy, but he do his work. They quality depth, and then there's Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan is the guy. That's all I'm saying.
They too young. They almost lost today. Like they won by like 5, but like they literally lost like almost a 20-point lead
to
in like
Doc Rivers.
Minutes.
To Doc Rivers. To Doc Rivers, and some very good talent, except for, well, I can't say except for. I mean, he's a talent too, but Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. Sorry. So that's what we're going with. So I
hear it. I can't be mad at it. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I ain't mad at it. I want to toss a quick a wild card out there. I didn't have this one on there. Not sure if y'all know this story. Happened a couple weeks ago, but Naomi Osaka, tennis player, she pulled out of the French Open because she felt like she was concerned about her mental health and didn't want to do the interviews. And she basically said, "I'm not going to do the interviews during the whole tournament." They said they were going to fine her every time she did it, which was like $15,000.
Marshawn.
They fined her once, and then she pulled herself out and just said, "My mental health is more important than this, so I'm going to pull out." My question is, when it comes to sports, I think pretty much all sports, the athletes are required to do these interviews with the media. How do y'all feel about that? Like, do you think it's, hey, this is part of the job, you get paid a lot of money, like it's part of the job, or do you feel like they should have a choice?
Cons, go.
I'm gonna answer this like I gotta give a real answer on this. Are you paying me to play, or are you paying me to say? Like, that's the question. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm being paid to play, then I'm gonna go play and win these games. You know what I mean? If I don't know. I mean, shout out to the sister, man. You know what I'm saying? If she's running with her mental health is more important, then her mental health is more important. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we all know that, and then too, that level and that stratosphere she's in of athleticism. You know what I mean? We already know how it goes. Media picks you up just to tear you down, and then pick you up to tear you down again. So she's telling you, look, I'm not even gonna give y'all the opportunity to go through all that. Y'all say what y'all want and make y'all stories up. That's cool. Find me. That's cool. But I'm gonna have a peace of mind. You know what I mean? And I think, but I think the dope part about it is that she understands that from a business model perspective, like, they need her to speak. You know what I mean? And she understands that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna mess with the money. I'm gonna chill out. I'm a millionaire. I'm good. I got my bags already. I'm cool. Y'all wanna find me this little $15 to me? You know what I'm saying? It's 15 grand. That's $15 to her. You want to find me $15? That's cool. Find me $15, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut and watch y'all go nuts trying to come up with shit.
Yeah.
But it ain't going to involve my mental health. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to involve my mentality in it. So I'm cool.
There it is.
If you paying me to play, then I'm gonna play the game. I ain't got to say nothing to you. That's so I'm running with it. It's power and silence, man.
It is. It's like working in corporate America. You paying me to do a job. What does it matter if I come to the company Christmas party or not? Is the job getting done? Oh, okay. Then I don't need to be there. I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to socialize or anything like that. Is my job getting done? Yes. Okay. Then let me worry about me. So, yeah, I agree with her. Take care of yourself. As Will Smith says, you're in charge of your own happiness.
Yeah. No, I agree too. I think it was definitely what she should have done if she felt like her mental health was struggling, and she had spoke about having serious bouts of depression before this. This was just the first time that she actually took an action to do something to try to put herself first. It's funny, like you said, the $15 to her, and the app Calm, which deals with mental health and has little things you can do. They said that they would pay for all her fines for anything moving forward. So it's gonna work out for her anyway. But I think what they need to do is, I also understand, I guess, the business side of it, and I don't want to negate that that's there. I just think don't blow off her point like she don't have a point. How can you think about it now? Is there something you can do? Can these interviews be done in a different format? Can she write out the answers and give you the answers, or can she do it a different way? Or, you know what I mean? I think some of the questions they ask sometimes, I think about Allen Iverson and the famous clip of Practice, right? So when they showed the full interview, he had lost one of his best friends, and he was really just upset, and they didn't show all of it, right? But that put him in a predicament that had people thinking, oh, he don't want to practice. He think he's too good. And that wasn't even the case. You feel what I'm saying? But had he had the choice to say, I'm not in the headspace right now to do this, right? What would have been the difference? How could that maybe have changed some of the trajectory of the end of his career? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's definitely something they should look at, think about, and listen. Because like you said, the thing is, if all the athletes stand up and be like, fuck that, we're not doing it. You ain't got no league. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really hope they find a way to work with her and find better ways for that to happen, if it has to happen.
I think they will, because it's Naomi Osaka. It's not like somebody that you don't know. It's not like some chick who from Tennessee that's I don't know who this chick is. There's no Naomi Osaka. The money that she made from them alone last year, they're gonna be like, okay, look, they're trying to act like they're hardballing, but at the end of the day, it's Naomi Osaka. You know what I mean? You can't. There's certain people you can act like you're playing with, but there's certain people that you just can't play with. Period. That's like J-Lo to the industry being like, you know what? I'm gonna call myself a different name and put a sign next to it. And at the end of the day, and it's actually more than that, because it's J-Lo. We're talking about it again. I'm not like J-Lo, but it is what it is. She's not Naomi Osaka. I'm just saying from a perspective of when you're talking about what she brings to the table, she brings LeBron-esque level work to the table. Period. What's the Lenescu chick? From she just came out last year. She was hurt last year, but whatever. You know what I mean? They have star power. Period. You can't mess with that. You know what I mean? So my thing is this: with regard to if she says she has mental health issues, that's like you saying, you know what, my wife pregnant, I can't do this interview today, and they finding you for it. You know what I mean? And I'm nobody. But I've experienced the same thing on my day-to-day job. Now you gonna cut me? You gonna cut my salary because I said I can't come to work this one time? One time. That's a problem. You see what I'm saying? You cut my wages because it comes with the job. No, this is one time. Maybe I don't feel good. Maybe I don't feel right. Maybe you know what I mean, and protect me from saying something that's going to damage the brand. Either or, I should be allowed a sick day. I don't care what it is. You know what I mean? If Obama was sick, you think the world really? If Obama was sick, or Joe Biden's sick because Joe Biden 138 years old. If Joe Biden go on and he try to, I'm just saying 135.
Joe Lewis 137 years old.
You know what I'm saying? So if he do, and he'd be like, I'm not doing this press conference today. Would the world the United States might trip and be like, I mean, dude, you're a president, this is your job, but he's a human. At the end of the day, I can miss this. I'll do it next week. Your opinions and your thought process and your understanding of what I'm doing can wait a whole damn week. That's how I feel about it. So if Naomi Osaka's like, look, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'm just not going to do it right now. And then you spaz out and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm like, that's going to push me to be like, you know what? I'm withdrawing from the whole shit. Because at the end of the day, I'm not even, to me, that was the thing that made me endear her to her more. Because she said, I'm not trying to be a distraction to the tennis team and the whole event. So I'm going to take myself out of it. Press want to follow me, they can follow me. But again, to me, that should show everybody just how much I mean to this game anyway. And that's that. So to talk, to close the little thing on it. Naomi Osaka, I think she's good. Or she has a right to feel how she feels, and I feel that how she handled it was very elegant. And people need to understand that the world is very intrusive, and that they need to understand that there is regardless of what these people who are like conscious, or you know what I'm saying, who open themselves up to the world and can provide an art, or who provides an art, they're people too. At the end of the day, they punch a clock too. I'm sure they got hours as to where they don't want to be hit up too. And that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel. So, cool. Sorry. I took a long way around it. I went to Cameron.
All right, so last sports-related question. You can call it sports, but what do y'all think about this Floyd Mayweather fight tonight? Why is it happening?
He might get hit a little bit harder than he feels.
It is what it is. What do you think?
You remember the old MTV show Celebrity Deathmatch? That's what this feels like. This feels like an episode of Celebrity Deathmatch, or somebody playing Fight Night on PlayStation, and this is the character they created to go against Floyd. Floyd Mayweather has no business at all fighting this dude. None. This benefits him in no. Floyd, do you need gas money? Do you need gas in the plane? Like, you got a light bill you got to pay? Like, it makes no sense to book this, to fight this fight. This dude has everything to gain from this fight, and you have everything to lose. Floyd Mayweather has no business even looking in this dude's direction. So with that being said, come today or whatever, if it's happening now, anything short of Floyd Mayweather dragging this dude's ass and knocking this fucker out in 30, just straight beating this guy's ass, anything less than that is it's a scar on Floyd Mayweather. He needs to really go into this for the culture and knock this guy out, just so this guy understands that we're not in the same league. We're not even in the same stratosphere. You should never speak my name. But like Biggie said on his album, I want my name to taste like ass when you speak it going forward. That's what Floyd Mayweather needs to do to this guy tonight, because ultimately this is ridiculous. It's unnecessary. As Stephen A. Smith, it's egregious. It's all of those things. This shouldn't even be happening. And it shouldn't even be happening. Shouldn't even be happening. But go ahead.
Nah, dog, you took the words out of my mouth, bro. What do you call those people, man? What's the term used for people who need the limelight?
I know the word.
Instagrammers.
I can't think of it, man. He's one of those guys, man. There's no way you can accrue so much money and not be cool with laying low and running your enterprises or whatever you're doing. Like I don't. This doesn't make any sense. So a piece of me wants to see his ass get knocked out just for being so damn dumb. You know what I mean? Like if you want, you know what I mean? Because it's like, dog, you're a multi-millionaire. Why? Like Will said, what's the purpose of this? You know what I'm saying? If you're not planning to go in here and embarrass the shit out of him, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that you about to spar with this dude for however many rounds this joint supposed to last. And then afterwards, y'all hug it out and then get on Instagram and then make some posts. And then you talk about the money that you got made off pay-per-view. You can't, like, come on, bro. Like, what do you, like, to me, that's diminishing, like, your legacy. Like, yes. Like even doing this is diminishing your legacy, bro. Yes. Like, so I don't know, man. I don't have the mental bandwidth to even like to deal with it, bro. I can't do it, bro.
I feel it. It's facts on that. I mean, I think I saw somebody speaking on it earlier, and something they said really like made a lot of sense. They said, what this fight represents is the fact that how bad promoters messed up boxing. And what it is that because they didn't make the fights that people wanted to see, you allow for bullshit to slip in, right? Think about it. Floyd is fighting this dude, and they charging $50 a head on pay-per-view. Floyd is going to make 100-some million, and Cuz going to make 18 million. But the fact that it can happen is because the fights that people really want to see aren't happening. You feel what I'm saying? And it don't be the two boxers to be like, yeah, I want to see him. All right, let's get it done. But it be the promoters saying, oh, well, I want it to be on Showtime. Well, I want it to be on DAZN. Well, y'all ain't paying enough. We ain't going to do it. That type of bullshit takes away, you know what I'm saying? Like the fights you want to see. Like that's if you think about it, any other sport, most other sports, I say, it's not really like that, right? Like you're not having an owner of an NBA team saying, I don't want our team to play them. So if they make it to the finals, we're not gonna play them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah, if you want to see the best teams make it, if they make it, great. If it's not the best teams because a team got put out or whatever, but you want to see the best competition. And I think the boxing game is like really, really, really like failed and like gotten to a point where it's just like, I mean, there's 117 belts. Like I have a heavyweight belt in one of the categories myself. I just don't fight no more. Y'all didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? It's like every fight that you see, somebody got a belt. Like the WBC, the OBC, the LBC. There's another damn belt right there. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like it's got to the point that you don't even know who's really good. Like who's actually a champion, who's not a champion. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just another point that makes sense.
And it's like, and to your point, for that fact alone, you know what I'm saying, and him understanding the caliber of boxer he is, like he know he shouldn't be doing this, and so it's like because you want to do something so asinine, I wouldn't mind seeing you get knocked the fuck out.
I get that.
Since you don't want to stay home and relax, go get knocked out then, man.
Slim got 50 pounds on him.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm glad you said that.
Oh, you got it. But here's the thing. Floyd. and I'm talking like this for those watching at home. Floyd, you have to know that this guy is coming in with every intention on putting you on the canvas. You have to know that, Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
So it like, again, if you're not coming in here to make an example out of this dude, it's a waste of time. And $100 million, which I don't have. Yeah, Floyd, that don't affect your bank account at all. Unless, I don't know, it don't affect your bank account at all at this point. Or it ain't worth your legacy. Because again, if this dude even stumbles you, think of what that does for that dude's validity in his career. His credibility. If he even stumbles you, if he even catches you one time, his whole career is validated. And
go ahead.
I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth that.
Even with that, the video of them going back and forth, I guess with the weigh-in or whatever, and he took Floyd's hat, and Floyd was crying, bro. Like, I was like, he took your hat. It's okay, bro. Like, he already psychological warfare. He already killing you right now. Calm down. Like, you know, and I agree with both of them. I think that if in the grand scheme of things, he has everything. You don't see LeBron being like, I'm gonna go on the slam dunk challenge just to prove to everybody that, you know what I'm saying, I can dunk the damn basketball. Like
Nate Robinson.
You got too much of Nate Robinson. Jesus. You got too much.
It's all Nate fault. It's all Nate Robinson fault. It's Nate Robinson fault. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But then nobody's talking about Ocho Cinco too, because Ocho Cinco's in the undercard.
Oh God.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, he's in the undercard. Oh, I got to go. I got a hard out at 5 because I got to make sure this is set up because we got to see that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it's Ocho Cinco. He boxing somebody that's like who cares? And who cares is Ocho Cinco? But it's like you didn't learn from Nate Robinson. Like this is just getting people just the opportunity. But I get it because it's exhibition. It tiptoes around the law. Well, it does to an extent because it's like, okay, guess what? Because think about it like this. Because I assume we all in the same age range. We all didn't watch Rocky. We seen what happened to Apollo. And you want to go step into the ring on the goddamn exhibition match, you get killed. Nate Robinson proved that you get killed in real life. So I'm saying, you come out here with the bullshit, you will get knocked all the way the fuck out. At the end of the day, because these other people's like, okay, this is to them, this is a up for them, like was said. So at the end of the day, I don't know who I got. I just want to see this shit because I'm like, okay, this is real life. This is reality TV for me. So I want to see these people who say that they agree or so forth and so on. What's going to actually happen? Because this is they'd be like, okay, but it's not for a belt. But nigga, you get knocked out, it's over.
Over.
So I'm just like, okay, cool.
I will tell you, that hat shit was a setup. That hat shit was scripted. That was like wrestling. You watch wrestling? It was the backstage wrestling. Oh, we had a fight. If you really watch it, them motherfuckers, like, his people held Jake Paul and was walking him back. And then Floyd was acting like he's trying to get at him. Like, if your people holding the dude, like, I'm gonna let you fuck him up. Like, if you really like that, like your people that you pay, that's true. I'm gonna hold him and let you fuck him up. Like, let's be real. If you're talking about I'm trying to hurt that dude, but that's not what it's about. It's let's make it. We gotta hype it up. Yeah, like people already, like Jake Paul, the dude who took his hat ain't even the dude he fighting. That's his brother. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like. They just creating a story around it to boost it even more. But I think what y'all talking about that makes sense is that Logan is coming in like
it's the fight of his life
to knock him out. Because if I can knock him out, or if I can get him down once, do you know what that does for me? And that's the part that's that
dangerous.
Why. That's the part that's the why. Like why? Because if he knocks you down once, you done just made this man's career. in one shot.
And if let's say for instance that he does, you understand what that means? Like, you know how many people then tried to hit Floyd Mayweather and Floyd got out of there? You hit him like you like was said, he got like 40 or 50 pounds on Floyd. So it's like what? Oh, okay, he done. Like he's not, because the same thing happened to Roy Jones Jr. When Antonio Tarver landed at 70-47 on him. It was like, wow, okay, I'm not used to it. I don't know what's happening. And once you get hit that one time, I've never seen a fighter recover. Ever. And I grew up with a family of people who watch boxing and so forth and so on. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm saying I grew up with a family of people who watch it and so forth and so on. I have never seen nobody recover from something like that. Ever.
Dog,
so I'm like,
correct me if I'm wrong. Roy Jones never won another fight after that, right? When he got knocked out, he never won another fight after that, right?
Nor has Bernard Hopkins.
He did, but he won some bullshit fights. Like it was real bullshit people in front of him to try to work him up, and then he would get back to somebody of real caliber.
Yeah, and then lose.
Go back to sleep again.
So yeah, no.
The only person I think that came back from it was Manny. Yeah, Manny got slept and became a meme. And like he actually came back and solidified himself to say, okay, I didn't totally lose it, but you know, and that's very, like you said, very, very rare to see.
You just don't recover from that kind of traumatization. Like you know, it's traumatizing. You get hit, you're not, especially when you're not used to it.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's seen. He got like 50 Nate Robinson since that fight. I mean, he's still missing. Like, I don't know where the hell he at. Like, he is not anywhere in sight. I'm telling you.
Costa Rica.
Hey, under a whole new name. Cut his hair off and everything. Like, he like, look, you going to get out of here. Especially the dude who drove him home that night. Like, hey, dog, you ain't see it coming? Woo! Especially when he was like, man, did I really do that bad? Hey, man, look. All right, fellas. We're nearing the end. We definitely had a colorful conversation. But want to give you both a chance to kind of talk about what's next for you, what you can talk about. You know what I mean? That's coming up for you. Let the people know what's next.
Just wrapped up a children's album, man. And I actually can talk about it a little bit. I can just say that it's in conjunction with the United Nations, UNICEF, and the Land of the Certification and Drought. And I think it's going to do some interesting things. There's no release date for it yet. We're looking at like late this month or middle of July. But it's gonna be pretty cool. Actually, Will and I have had to shoot 5 videos in 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that work in. Nice. Will?
That's awesome.
What he said. And I guess the most pressing thing is Voices of Change art tournament, which is coming up Monday, June 14th. Next Monday. Yeah, next Monday, June 14th. Where DC area kids, DC school kids get to battle each other versus style in an art competition. The finals start Monday. So we got 4 schools that are going to be facing off each other to find out who's going to be the artistic champion of the DC area.
Next Monday.
Next Monday. Not tomorrow. June 14th. And it'll be, again, live on Instagram, live on YouTube for everybody to come check out, support them. We need audience votes, things of that nature. See who gets eliminated, things. Make it real fun for the kids. Make it interesting for those kids that aren't athletic like myself, but can still join in on the spirit of competition. So, well, we got Dunbar and Duke Ellington, Capital City and River Terrace going off in the, you can see that behind me, going off in the finals to be crowned champions. So that's the Voices of Change tournament, which is coming up June 14th with Edutainment Unlimited, School Talk, and myself with backing from the Kennedy Center, Aussie, and a few other beautiful people. Yeah, so that's what's coming up for me next that I like everybody to kind of check out. Again, it'll be live on Instagram and YouTube. Other than that, I don't really like to talk about what I do until after I've done it.
No doubt.
I can dig that.
Can we get the what's up with the exclusivity? Could we get them on to Blue West? What's up, Baker? How you feel about that?
I'm with it.
Let's get whoever comes out on top with that. Like I think that's a voices of change. Like we with that. Possible? No, not possible.
Just like that.
I guess that's a no. We'll take that as a hard no. Okay, a hard no is cool too.
A cold of silence.
That's a hell of an answer, boy. That
We gonna get there one point in time.
Hey, that's a Will Starks answer right there for you, boy. I tell you. Well, listen, Conscience, where can people find you online?
Oh man, you can definitely check me out at konshens.com, www.konshens.com, and Konshens TheMC at everywhere else. Also, you can check out what we got going on classicallydope.com. While that website is still up and running, you know what I'm saying? But definitely go over to konshens.com first, though. Check everything out over there.
Will, where can people find you online?
I'm online, but I don't post. I'm terrible at social media. I'm the absolute worst. Everybody tell you I am the worst at communicating. And if you got me, you got me. If you don't. But I have an Instagram, Lyarks, Lyarks. Same thing for YouTube. Same thing for my website.com. It's when I am online, it's where you will find me. I'm usually messaging people back and forth as best as I can. But yeah, I'm on social media. I'm online, but I'm really a shadow. I'm really just a specter.
Darkness is.
And again, for me in social media, I don't think anybody really give a shit about what's going on in my life. My life ain't that entertaining that I got to post everything that's going on with me here, there, so on and so forth. I think a lot of things should be kept private, kept close to home.
What do you do?
And then, for me, I share things, those really important things in life. If I share that with the people that matter. So what's going on with me. It's probably because you're close to me and I hold you in high regard and things of that nature. If I talk to you personally one-on-one, I'm usually letting you know what's going on with me, where I am, and what I'm doing. I don't really be on social media outside of that. But again, that's really negative. Instagram, Lyarks, YouTube, Lyarks, Lyarks.com.
Cool. All right, fellas, we've come to the end. Any final words that either one of you kind of want to put out there to wrap us up?
Yeah. Oh, what?
Okay. It's been a really fun ride with you guys. Again, I thank you all for helping me actually even get to where I am now and being able to do what I'm doing. Putting up with a lot of my bullshit and a lot of my experiments and things of that nature to make things happen. You guys have been really, well, all three of you have really been instrumental in me creating what it is I have and where I can go from here, and just being able to set that foundation. I'm really thankful for all of you guys and just working with me and just being there through it all. I'm starting to realize just how small this city is. DC is a very small city. Yeah, again, like I had said at the top of the hour, just how many people have come through small little circles such as the studio out in Upper Marlboro, just all the talent and everything that has come through there. Yeah, I'm honored to just have been a part of that and to be a little thread in that, even though I'm a thread that nobody notices. I'm happy to be a part of that all and to be here. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys for that. Conscience.
Oh man, I just want to thank both of you kings, man, just for the opportunity to sit down and converse, and to let the people know what's going on in the world of artistry. And that's really it, man. I just want to leave the people with just words of to be purposeful and to stay elevated, man.
Nope. Well, I definitely appreciate both of you coming on the show, chopping it up with us. Definitely engage in conversation. Actually learned a lot. Will, like I said, we go back. Definitely done a lot of work together.
I have got to get to California.
You've got to get to California.
I got to get there.
But you'll forever be family just because of, like I said, the wedding stuff, man. Will was the man of honor, the best man, the photographer, the chauffeur, the connect, the plug, like whatever was needed to make that day happen. He did it. So definitely always appreciate you. Conscious, I think, again, we never got the chance to actually do some work together, but always seeing the things you did, I felt like our minds were on the same place, just for some of the creative chances you've taken, some of the leaps that you've taken that other people may not take. Big fan of your work. Keep pushing the envelope. Keep doing what you're doing, man, because it's needed. You know what I mean? To keep the art fresh, it's needed for people to take these chances. And big shots to you for having the confidence to do it. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, man. Yeah, we kicking off Black Music Month. I think this was a great episode. Next week we have DC Go-Go R&B. I call him a legend, Frank Sirius, aka Scooby. He's gonna come on with us next week and chop it up with us. I'm so excited for that. And with that, I'll kick it. Did I get it right? Let's see. Back to my bro, Donnie, to close us out.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, man. As always, listen, I'm just honored to be able to sit in the seat. You know what I mean? All three of you guys have impressed me in various ways. Start with you, Cons. I listen. I met you, or I never physically met you, but I always came across your art through Will and through Baker. They always spoke of you highly, and I'm talking about 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So everything they're saying is 1,000% true. You know what I mean? And so I came across your art, and I was like, you are definitely affluent in your craft. You deserve the flowers. Every bit of the greatness you get from everything that you've done, I've seen it, and I've witnessed it through these two gentlemen here. Like I said, I've never met you personally, but you already know how it is. If somebody hands you a gem, it's like, oh, okay, this is dope, and then you go with it. We never had the luxury of meeting it, but I'm a fan through these two gentlemen here. So if they love you, I love you too, brother, and I wish you nothing but greatness. With regard to Will, listen, I already told you what time it is. You already know what time it is, bro. You know what I mean? Even the last visual I got in the DMV is because of you. And that's the visual that everybody sees here in LA. And that's the visual that everybody's like, yo, oh, so you official. That comes from you. You know what I mean? And that's that. With regard to Baker, you know what I'm saying? Baker, you already know what time it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We built it. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, and we're going to keep building. And hopefully we all build together. We need to come together, man.
Hey, man, look, I was just getting ready to say that. Yeah, let's go, man.
I'm trying to tell you, I've known Baker for about 20 years. 20 plus years. Shit, it's not even 20 years. 20 plus. It's been 20 plus years. I met him in 92. And I'm telling you right now, the only person, Cons, that I think that can fuck with you, that person right there. I'm telling you that I'm put that
No,
on.
let's do it. Hey, we need to do it because the whole time. So a couple years ago, Will sent me this track. That we supposed to do together. That Nick had. I don't know what happened with it, man, but it never came to fruition, man. I wrote to it and everything. I don't know what the fuck happened, man. But yeah, but it's never too late, man. Let's get it done, man.
Listen.
And we'll try and go out Cali, and I'm trying to go back. So that's nothing.
Well, Cali's here, so I think like at the end of the day, I got sense. If y'all trying to come to LA, look, I can set it up. It's nothing.
Let's do it then. That ain't nothing. Let's do that ASAP.
And we can video it like, between me and Will. We can video it. It's cool. Will could do the initial creative, and I can do the background. Make sure that everything is good from like a BTS behind the scenes standpoint. We can make a production of it. We can sell DVDs, like whatever we need to do. We need to get this done because these four blocks right here, I think is money. So
let's do it.
At the end of the day, I feel, and I want to, and obviously Baker want to speak how he gonna speak because that's my brother right there. But I think these four right here, whatever you need to do to be done, let's collab and get it done. I'm absolutely down. I'm absolutely sold. Nothing. Say less. You know what I mean? And let's build this thing and get us where we need to be at by way of accolades and by way of flowers, by way of just building for the culture. And that's all I got to say about it. Stay tuned. That next week joint, I'm looking forward to it because that's going to be pivotal for sure. Just like I was looking forward to this joint, and this joint, made me feel like I was right. I'm glad to have Will Stocks on. I'm glad to have Conscious TheMC. And I'm glad to have my brother Nick Baker on. And at the end of the day, let's keep it moving. Hopefully Floyd don't get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I got to throw that out there, live and direct. I don't know if he will or not, but whatever. One last time around the wheel, and then we're going to let the planes fly. Conscious, you get any last words, anything you want to say?
Oh, man. Just remember to be on purpose, with purpose, for purpose, through purpose. Hey, yo, and I'm going to sing y'all a song that I did with Frank Sirius a few years ago. Just so y'all can have it in y'all archive.
Yeah.
On the interview.
Sure.
With it. Bacon, what's up?
I'm good, man. Shout out Whitney Houston.
There it is.
Will.
See you June 14th. Voices of Change. Come support the children.
And we need to hit the children on the Two Flew West too at the end of the day. Oh, much love and much respect and much wishes for all of the people on Voices of Change. We wish you the best. Hopefully you guys kill it and do your thing and knock it out the park. Real live.
That's it.
At the end of the day, Donnie B got the beats. Nicholas Baker. We here with Conscious TheMC, and Will Stocks, and we live on Two Flew West. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Will Stocks, Lyarks, and Donnie Beats. And you already know what time it is. We letting planes fly. Be easy. Check us out next week. Let's get it.